Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. So this video is going to be another one of those long-ass workout videos where I show you what I did for the day and talk to you about it. So this video, it's actually something a little bit different than the last one we did. It's still legs, but I'm going to literally show you every rep of every set except for a few crunches and the calf raises in between these sets, but we're in it for the long haul here guys, so get ready. As with my other leg workout, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with some really lightweight squats. Even before this, I actually do squats with just the bar. I don't have any weight on there. I'll do like a couple sets of that until I get warmed up. I even do some like over the head shoulder presses, and I do some rows with the bar. 'Cause I'm trying to get my whole body warmed up, not just my legs necessarily. But once I get to this point, I'm actually considering myself sort of in my workout rather than just the warm up. But I do want to make sure I'm very warmed up for these because I've done them sometimes where I rush my warm up and my back actually starts to hurt. And I think that has something to do with my form and my strength needing to improve. But at the same time, I mean, me getting really warmed up just puts me in a really good spot to have a solid workout. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a couple sets with just 45s, really focusing on stretching at the bottom, trying to get my speed right. I feel like I sometimes not rush my squats, but especially on the way down, sometimes I instead of controlling the motion on the way down, I just kind of like, you know, pop my butt out, let the weight come down, and then push it back up as the focus. But controlling the weight on the way down is also really important. And even if I don't necessarily do that in these clips, that's something that I want you guys to think about because it's something that I sort of realized during my workout and something I tried to focus on. But when you start to get in this sort of squat mindset, just blasting the weight up in the air by blasting your legs down through the floor, sometimes you can sort of get caught up in the speed of things. And as you guys will see on my deadlifts, I definitely get a lot of power rolling in my deadlifts. It's not necessarily the best form or the best speed for the deadlifts necessarily. I don't really know for sure, but you guys can tell me about it once we get there because you guys helped me out before, so I imagine you will again. As you can hear, I still leave the audio for the actual workout itself in the video because why not? I mean, like, a lot of the times what we'll do for these workout videos is it'll be me at the end of my workout, I'm all tired, and I'm just like, okay, here's what I did for the day. You know, curling like 10-pound weights because I'm exhausted, but this is actually in my workout, so I'm going to let you guys hear me grunting and yelling and all this once we get to the heavy weight, even though it's really not that heavy for you guys who actually have strong legs on you. Me, I'm still getting there. I'm working with lighter weights, trying to get my form together, trying to get my strength up. But really, there's no shame involved with me doing lightweight at this point. I'm just trying to get strong. And I actually did feel pretty strong today. That right there, that's my buddy George. He was working out with me today. Just sort of happened to be at the gym at the same time and thinking about doing the same sort of thing. He was like, man, you would be in here on this squat rack on a Friday afternoon. And I'm like, yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's always nice to have somebody to work out with who's around your similar strength and fitness level. You guys can just dig in and get some work done together. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, like I was saying, I was feeling stronger today than I had felt even in my past leg workouts. I don't really go a whole lot heavier on my weight than I usually do, but the weight that I did do, I felt like I had much better form, I had much better control over it, and that's something that matters to me more than just raw weight that I'm throwing up there. So we're making progress, guys, and I think a lot of the comments that you guys have been posting here, I mean, I read them, and I really appreciate your feedback because I think you'll see on my deadlifts, I tried to incorporate some of the advice that you're giving, and of course on the squats, definitely try to incorporate some of the advice you're giving, and I'm feeling stronger, and we're making progress, so that's always really good. Today, actually, I was feeling really hungry and a little bit tired before my workout, and so I was thinking about eating, but honestly, like, the best thing to do in pretty much any given scenario is just get to the gym. Like, I mean, unless you're dying, like you're really not feeling good, like you think that going to the gym is going to be actually harmful to you, that's different. But if you're just a little bit hungry, like, man, I could eat, that'd be cool. No, get your ass to the gym and do some squats. And that's what I did today. And I'm pretty sure categorically, every time I've ever had this sort of internal discussion with myself, it's always better to just get to the gym. Get your pre-workout in you. That'll make you feel better. And what's going to make you feel better the most is actually just getting some intensity together, summon your will, get focused, and hit your workout hard. That's what I did today, and I'm really glad that I just decided to go to the gym because I ended up having an awesome workout. A lot of things came together. I was feeling good, got to work out with one of my buddies, and got to do leg day, which is always nice. So right now, I'm trying to adjust my form a little bit. Instead of locking out at the top, I'm trying to keep my legs and my muscles under tension more. So I'm not completely like standing up and locking out. I'm trying to keep that weight right on my quads, right on my butt, right on my hips, right on my hamstrings, and really control that weight all the way. And I feel like that really gives me a much better workout than, like, you know, going all the way down, resting, going back up, resting. And it's not a huge rest, of course, but when you lock out, it kind of gives you just that 1 second of maybe rest where you could have your muscles under tension. I'm not really sure which one's better, but I kind of was experimenting with it right there on that rep. So now I'm going to bump it up 10 more pounds. And as you guys have probably been able to see, what I tend to do with my workouts is I'll start at, you know, 135, and I'll put 20 pounds on. Then I'll bump it up by 30 pounds just because I want to put the 225s on there. Then I'll just go up by 20 pounds and keep doing about as many reps as I can at each set. I'm not going to full failure every set, because I'm doing, you know, 2 sets at each little weight bracket. The first weight bracket, or the first set at the weight bracket, I'll try to keep it a certain amount of reps. But when I roll around to that second set at the particular weight, sometimes I will try to do as many reps as I can. Just because why not? Why not test yourself, you know? Work a little. I mean, not like you're not putting in work with doing this a million squats, but, you know, see what you got. Go for it. And well, that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to try to do as many reps as I can, probably. And you see, I'm sort of incorporating that same thing that I was talking about before. And I think my form right here is looking pretty solid. I don't know. You guys let me know. But I was feeling strong today, and I feel like my form was pretty good. And I was finding a really nice balance of, like, how far apart my feet were, so I could push really, really hard from my heels and my butt and my hips and my hamstrings, and which I think that's the idea here. So this is about as heavy as we go today. I'm going to bump it all the way up to 225. And I think I only do, like, 6 reps here. But I do feel strong here. And I don't know if I'm going down too fast, but I feel powerful. And I'm really not trying to do too much here, but I am trying to get some really, really strong, powerful reps in. Really get that weight and that rep to dig right into my thighs, right into my hamstrings and my quads there. So you really benefit from that exercise. And that, I was feeling pretty good today, as you can tell. I was enjoying myself. These are fun workouts. This is probably this may be my finest set of the day. I like this one a lot, even more than my deadlifts and stuff. The camera kind of got knocked down a little bit, but I don't know, you can actually just see how low I go. I'm going a little bit past parallel, nothing too crazy, but the most important thing is it's not hurting my knees because I've got my feet in good position. I'm sticking my butt back behind me, so I'm not having to go over my knees or anything. So these are just really strong, clean reps, and I feel really good about these. So this is about as heavy as we went today. I don't really feel like there is as much value in going super duper heavy as in getting nice clean reps in. That's George. Thanks, man. Props to him for the props to me. I appreciate that. So after we went all the way up to 225, I'm gonna immediately just drop it right back down to 225s on the side. And try to get a couple more really nice, solid, clean reps in out of that, because I like to ladder up and then come back down, just because once your muscles are fatigued from doing all the weight and going all the way up to about as much weight as you're gonna do, it does feel pretty cool to come back down and encourage your muscles to keep putting in the work, even when it's not as heavy. Keep trying to get really good reps in with solid form, and that's just one of my favorite things to do. It's kind of like the cool down a little bit, because you're still having to work hard, but I don't think it's quite as hard as doing the most weight you're gonna do for the day. That's not to say I wasn't struggling on those. See, some of those I was coming forward a little bit, losing that form just a bit. So I gotta really focus on keeping your good form even when you're not doing the most weight you're gonna do for the day, because your muscles are tired, and that's the time when you can make mistakes and get hurt if you're not careful. So if you guys are watching this video, and I know there's some squat experts and leg beasts out there, but if you've never done squats before and you're thinking about trying them, I really strongly encourage you to don't use a lot of heavy weight. You don't need a lot of heavy weight. You can do squats with no weight. You can do squats with just the bar. Especially if you're younger, please don't just pack on a bazillion pounds on this bar and do some squats. Like, I really encourage you to focus on the stretch and contraction of your muscle and have that be the focus of your exercise until your joints get stronger, until your tendons and muscles get stronger. Because I think you're going to get a lot safer gains out of that rather than trying to get risky and hurt yourself. At least I feel like that's what I'm doing. I mean, I know that I was a runner for a long time, so I never really trained legs necessarily in terms of the weight room, because I didn't want to actually put on muscle mass on my legs. Most of my leg work came from running, you know, running hills, running speed work, and just the running of every day kind of thing. But now I don't really run as much, so I'm trying to gain strength in my legs, But since I'm sort of a newbie when it comes to leg training, at least from my body's perspective, like, I got to take it a little bit easy. I got to take it a little bit careful at least. I mean, I'm working, you know, at a really, really high effort level. Just my strength and my, and I don't mean just strength from my muscle. I mean strength from like my actual body, like the tendons and ligaments and joints. They're just not used to bearing a huge amounts of weight. So, and I understand that. So I'm going to take it a little bit easy. I'm going to work with the weight that feels, you know, feels reasonable to me, feels right to me. It's challenging, but it's not ego lifting here. I mean, obviously. So here I am with only, you know, 245s on the bar, but that's fine. I've done a complete squat workout here, and I'm back down to the bottom. And one of the things I'm focusing on here, and I remember thinking about this during my workout, is I'm actually, you know, pushing my hips forward. So you stick your butt back when you're actually going down, then when you come up, you thrust your hips back forward, and you get a lot of strength from that motion. And that's something I'm working on here, and I thought it was pretty cool because this is a nice thing to focus on, especially transitioning into what we're doing next, which is deadlifts. And I know that deadlifts really, really focus on that hip motion of your hips. You know, you're starting down from a sort of a bit of a squat position, but the weight's in front of you and you're pulling it up rather than having it on your shoulders and squatting it up. So you really got to focus on putting your hips forward. That's something I read from the comments on the last legs video. So it's something I really tried to focus on when I was working out today. Is you know, taking the weight, and it was, of course, there's a couple things. It was putting my hips forward, which is one thing. The other thing was really focusing on having my back be a little bit of a crescent shape the whole time, and the other thing was trying to keep my, like, the straightening of my legs and back, have those sort of occur at a more synchronous time rather than one after the other. So you guys let me know if my deadlift form looks better. I know the camera angle is not the best, but let's film this by myself, and I figured that you guys would still enjoy the video even if it didn't have the best camera angle in the world. So the same thing is going to apply to deadlifts that apply to squats. We're going to start off with like 135, try to get our form together, try to get our muscles accustomed to the deadlifting, really not trying to focus too much on heavy weight right off the bat, because we just got done with squats, and there's really no reason to tell your muscles, be like, all right, you guys just got done with doing like 16 sets of squats, time to deadlift 300 pounds. It's like, nah, we're going to take it easy. We're going to get nice and warmed up on the deadlift muscles, get our form together so we can lift weight effectively, not necessarily just lift super heavy weight. And I think that these light deadlifts, they help me out a lot. It lets you focus on the stretch and contraction. That's what's important to me, at least. So we're going to put on just 10 pounds here, and I feel like my deadlift form is already changing a little bit from what it was before. It might just be the camera angle, honestly, but this gives you a little bit better of an idea of my back and my legs. So I think that I'm doing a little bit better of a job straightening my back up at the same time as my legs, or sort of have them be like a more harmonious motion rather than one after the other like I was talking about. But still, I feel like I'm getting stronger on my deadlifts too. I don't lift the most that I've ever lifted today. I mean, I've only squatted and deadlifted 315 as my max. I feel like I might be able to deadlift more than 315 because I actually did a couple reps of it. But I just wanted to kind of have my squat, my deadlift, and my bench all be the same max because that's kind of a cool little milestone to reach. 3 plates on both sides for every major exercise. But today I think I only go up to, I do one set of 275 here at the end of this deadlift workout, and I could feel my hamstring getting a little tight. And once my body starts telling me, whoa, that was sketchy, I'm like, okay, no problem, we'll go right back down the ladder. That's as high as we're gonna get. So I did like one set of 275, and that was that for today. But right now we're doing the second set of 155. Like I said, nothing too crazy, just really focusing on having my butt go back, straightening up at a similar time, and popping my hips forward on the actual lift itself. And I feel like those are things that are really helping me out. My legs are getting stronger, and like I said, my deadlift's getting stronger. And one of the cool things I like about deadlifts is that even though I sort of try to use it like a leg exercise, I do really notice that it is making my back and my neck stronger. Somebody mentioned in the comments, they're like, your lats aren't supposed to grow from deadlifts. I mean, like right there, like what is supposed to be holding the weight up? Like I know you're lifting it with your legs, but in terms of holding the weight up, that's just static tension against your lats and your traps up there at the top. Your George is making fun of me, telling me I should get swole tattooed across my chest, because if you guys only really get the side of you, but I really pop my chest out when I lift this bar up, and it feels pretty good. I was feeling strong. But as you can see, like when I get to higher weights in my deadlifts, I really have to try to Well, I don't know if I have to, but I have to. I was like, I don't have to, but I have to. I have to power through these because I don't really have the strength, and I don't really want to put the tension on my back to try to lift that up slow. So I'm getting to the heavy weights. What I want to do is I want to incorporate some power into these lifts, and I'm really not hesitant to do that. I've got the gym pretty much to myself, except for a couple diehards in the gym on Friday, so they don't mind me grunting and yelling and shaking these weights around when I put on 225 on this bar. But I really do need to incorporate some power into these lifts to get it going. And I don't feel like I sacrifice very much when I do these lifts this way. Definitely faster, less time under tension, but I am being a little bit more explosive, and I feel like I'm still using pretty darn good form, especially compared to my first deadlift. So run over to this bar, shake it a little bit, say, I'm gonna lift you up, you motherfucker, and just go to town. That's what I do. One of my best workouts, always, characteristic of my best workouts is intensity. And I definitely recommend it to you guys. Don't be afraid to get a little intense with your workouts. You don't have to be yelling and screaming and slamming weights every freaking workout. But when you got to work hard, don't be afraid to psych yourself up a little bit. That gives you about 40 pounds. The psych up gives you about 40 pounds, at least it does for me. Like, I cannot usually lift 315. I have to jazz myself way the fuck up to get that. So this is my 275. It's pretty heavy. The heaviest thing it is on my grip, actually. So I have to readjust my grip a little bit right there, and right there I'm getting a little sketchy with my back and with my hamstrings. I think I'm starting to lose that that synchronous leg straightening and back straightening, and my hips going forward isn't quite as strong. So I was feeling a little bit in my hamstring, and I was like, okay, good. That's good work. That's plenty. Let's drop it back down and get some really good reps back in. So I'm going back to 225s on both sides with the 45, and just trying to rep it out a little bit more. Really focusing on squeezing in my hamstrings and in my butt, and trying to keep my same three things I was talking about before. Good motion with my back and legs, good motion with my hips, and trying to keep my back in a little bit of a crescent shape, really focusing on keeping my chest up and my head up, because that really helps me drive through this exercise. So I was pretty proud of my deadlifts today. I really appreciate all the comments that you guys, give me in terms of helping my form improve, but also just, hey man, you're looking like a beast today. You're looking strong, man. Making them gains. Of course, like, the constructive criticism is great, but just the positivity that you guys give me is really inspiring to me. And every time I'm in the gym, I am thinking about you guys, even when I'm not, like, recording. Of course, when I'm recording, I'm like, all right, let's show I want to give these guys the best reps I can give, show them how to do this exercise correctly, and but of course give you an accurate representation of the way I actually lift. Like, I don't lift insanely heavy. I try to focus on good form. I try to focus on good motion, and that's something that I actually really value. So you guys helping me on my form is great. You guys giving me compliments on the progress is amazing. Really appreciate that. So I'm done with deadlifts for then. And what I'm gonna do is this is an exercise that I was doing in between all of my squats and my deadlifts. I would run over here to this Smith machine, and I would do some calf raises. I don't know, 20 to 30 calf raises. Eventually your calves definitely get tired, but I don't want to neglect my calves, because we're doing all this work for your thighs, your hamstrings, and your quads, and your hips, and your butt. But you definitely still want to show your calves some love. And so I'm actually doing these up on a little bit of I don't know what they're called. They use them when they're a little step, I guess, for cardio kickboxing or whatever it is they do. I put a little step up on there so I can get a little bit extra extension on the bottom of the rep, and that gives you a nice little stretch to your calf, and lengthens the contraction on your calf. So that's pretty cool. They don't really have to do a whole lot of weight. I'm just trying to really focus on going all the way down and all the way back up, and squeezing really hard at the top of the rep, just like you do with all of your exercises. But I just wanted to make sure you guys saw this, because I didn't want to reset my camera every freaking time I was going to do something. So I would just show you the squats, and I figured I'd be like, okay, this is what I do in between. So if you guys want to, I'm a really big fan of supersetting. So if you guys want to do something like this too, it keeps you warm, keeps you in your workout, and I like that a lot. And of course, you get a lot of work done too. So this is what I do in between my squats and deadlifts. And so I do a couple sets of these, and after that, I really didn't, at least today, I didn't do very many sets of the isolation exercises. I always feel like I don't do enough of these. Like, I'll do like 1 or 2 sets of 3 sets, if that makes sense. So I'll do like 36 reps is like 1 set, but I do them 12 at a time, if that makes any sense, because, I don't want to hog the machine, but I want to do, so I'll do like 3 sets of 12 reps, like twice, on both these machines. And I feel like the isolation machines really matter. I don't know. I my main priority is getting my squats and my deadlifts done, but sometimes I feel like I don't do enough of this. The leg, what's it called? Leg press was actually broken today, so I didn't even mess around with that, but it's okay, because I did a bazillion sets of squats and deadlifts, so I felt it was okay. But I only did the 3 sets of these isolation exercises today, but this is the leg extension. No, this is the leg extension. This is the what's it called? The hamstring curl. Duh. Hamstring curl. What I'm trying to do here is not do it too fast. I really want to almost like imagine like I'm doing a curl with my bicep and have that speed and have that sort of in my mind in terms of the way I want to perform the exercise, because I think your hamstring works a little bit like your bicep in the way that, you know, you do a curling motion with your legs. So that's what I'm trying to focus on during this exercise. I think a lot of what you have in your mind while you're exercising is actually really important. So that's what I tend to think about. Also, I mean, you can just pull your heels into your butt and have that be the exercise, but a lot of times what I'll try to do is, and you'll see me do it sometimes, is I'll sort of pop my knees off of the little pad there, like right there, and that's to try to just have that contraction take place a little bit higher up in my hamstring than it would normally happen. I don't know. I think it feels a lot more intense of an exercise. And I feel like that's worth it, but I can't do it every time because it's hard. You get worn out. So that's, as you can hear, I'm kind of about ready to be done with this workout. But I really had a great leg workout today, and I'm glad I was able to share the whole thing with you guys. And as you can see, I'm really putting the sweat in the sweatpants. But I feel like, I don't know, I like wearing sweatpants when I do leg day because it keeps my legs really warm. And I'm the kind of guy, like, I'll walk in the gym, and if the fan's on, I'll ask everybody if I can turn the fan off, and because I like to get really warm during my workouts. That's just one of the ways that I stay in it and I stay strong. I mean, I don't know. I know not everybody likes to be warm. Some people like to, you know, not sweat at all, but I like to get into it, and that's one of the ways that I do it. So wearing sweatpants helps me not only with my mobility. I mean, of course, you don't have shorts restricting your movement, but just staying warm is the main thing for me. You don't really get to show off your legs during your leg day, but for me, I don't know if I have a whole to show off at this point. So I'm definitely more focused on staying comfortable, staying warm, staying in my workout, and having that be the focus here. So I ended up doing hamstring curls first today, just because, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. And I felt like I done a lot of squatting, a lot of deadlifting, and I wanted to get a couple reps in on my hamstrings first. I think my hamstrings are definitely the weakest part of my leg right now, but that's okay because it's a process, and I'm getting in the gym and I'm showing you guys what I do for my leg workouts. This is a pretty typical leg workout for me. I mean, and like I said, I'm showing you pretty much everything that I did except for the calf raises in between sets of the squats and deadlifts, and I did a couple sets of crunches in between my sets of the isolation exercises. I did crunches before I got to the isolation exercises, and I did a couple sets of crunches after the isolation exercises. And all I really do for my abs, because some people have asked, maybe I'll make a video about it sometimes. It'll be like a 2-minute video, but I basically just do crunches, middle, both sides. I do some leg lifts with my knees bent, and that's pretty much all I do for my abs. So that's my whole leg workout for today. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me punish myself in the gym and enjoyed my silly commentary. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace!